All right, chat, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Oh, boy. Woo. Hi. Eat the fish. Eat the fish. Eat the fish. Hi. Hi, Phil. Indeed. Stretched my legs a little bit. Did a few house chores. Whew. All right. Dime with the first hype chat. No, second hype chat of the stream. Dime, thank you for the $20. Thanks, man. Many thanks. $20. How you doing, man? Thanks for the sub as well this morning. Was it the sub this morning or the biddies? You did one of them this morning whilst I was away. I was sleeps. I was the sleepins. Sub, yeah. I saw it this morning. I appreciate it, sir. I appreciate it. Off work today due to Labor Day. Yeah. Just been a little chaotic here a minute ago. We just went from like 45, 46 hours all the way up to 79 hours. Which was madness. Bloody madness. What the? I ain't kicking stuff down for. How much time does that add? How much time did what off? Oh, the US dollars. Oh no, the hype chat needs to get added manually. The hype chat needs to get added manually. Add time. Because it doesn't come through Stream Elements. There's no alert for it. There's no API for it yet. Add time 20. Bam. There you go. 20 minutes added. 1 minute per dollar. Whew. Sweet like chocolate boy. Thanks for reminding me, Hugh. Sweet like short circuit maca. With a prime for 3 months. Thank you so much.
Got me out of the red with the trade authority. Can't say I don't appreciate it, but I doubt you came all this way just to do me a favor.
Dr. Percival Walker.
Now you want to explain to me why you're going around harassing nefarious old men by wiping away their hard-earned debts?
Dr. Walker, I've got a tissue sample I need analyzed, full workable.
Tissue sample? You came all the way down here for that? Must be some damn important cells. You want to tell me what I'm about to be staring at?
Terramorph cells from world too young to have one. Terramorph cells from a world too young to have one. Yeah. Mystic Zero, welcome in.
A fast-growing terramorph.
Bobcat.
That is concerning. Who exactly told you to
You
bring this
left
to
me? Just before the madness happened. You started madness. Look.
She gave you this? If she made you come all the way for this. Let's get inside. I need to see these cells.
Right, let's have a look at these terramorphs. Terramorph cells. Only 79 hours left to go. Yes, indeed. I need health warning.
Gonna ask you to not touch anything. Got some projects in the works down here. I wasn't expecting guests.
Okay.
Oh, and Lou mentioned how you took care of the debt. Managed to negotiate it down to something more reasonable. Good to see someone give the trade authority a bit of their own medicine.
Mm-hmm.
All queued up. Let's gaze into this abyss, shall we? All right, just get those cellular markers tagged.
Okay, please. I'll get it done later.
This
Are we
can't
enjoying
be right.
Fallout 77 and
This
StarField?
sample,
Nothing
it's
compared to it.
Londinian. I'll need to get this all in a slate.
I don't know how I subbed yesterday without.
Adrian really gave you this
You
sample.
would have got gifted a sub, Mystic.
You're not lying to me? Because if you told me this was a hoax, and it'd be the best damn fake I've ever seen, I'd be mad and very, very relieved.
The sample's not a fake. I collected it from a terramorph myself.
Can't just humor an old man, huh? This sample, it's got all the indicators of the worst terramorph attack in human history.
Oh,
I presume you've heard of Londinian.
yes.
It was a city wiped completely off the map by terramorphs. The swarms were so bad, they had to blow the spaceport and seal the place off from the galaxy at large. Not a lot of samples made it off the world from the time of the attack, but the ones that did, well, they look just like this one. I didn't detect any of the telltale signatures this specimen ever sat on a ship while it was alive either. I don't think it was transported to Tau Ceti. This specimen, it grew there, faster than any terramorph should. Which means, if we're about to start a new era in human-terramorph relations, where big, sudden Londinian-style attacks can happen outside Londinian, that's not gonna end well for humanity.
It would be the end of us as a species.
So, you lugged this bad omen all the way here. You want to tell me what your plans are for it now?
Oh. Hi, chat. Yep, we're going to see Bitz for a couple of weeks. Hey, Belly, how you doing, man? Orders take you and the analyst to Heridian. She should be waiting at the 6th circle.
The circle, huh? Could use a drink about now. Here, faster we take the lift to the surface. Not supposed to use it, but given the circumstances, I'm inclined to just ask forgiveness. Let's get going.
Just following me. Red Devil's HQ key added. Alright, let's have a look around here first before we go anywhere. See if there's anything up for grabs. And at this rate, I'm not seeing anything. Not even any cred sticks or... Imaginative seems to be a big deal. It's a shame they haven't made it a trait. True. Meet her out on the 6th circle. 1,421 meters away. Let's go. We got a hike to do. How are we getting on? Well, I've just come back from doing some chores, so I don't know what you saw last, but I was gone for about 20 minutes. Let's get some laundry done. What I find crazy is that when we sprint and jump, and you can see us going forward, if I let go space, it just drops us to the ground. Come on, people. Come on. Speed. He's an old man. We gotta wait. Lunch is over. Got meetings to attend to. Enjoy, Dazza. Enjoy. Jesus, stop doing that. Can you slide in this game? No. Unless it's an ability. I've seen the AI do it, so. I would think it would be something in acrobatics or agility or on the physical side of the things. I could have just TP'd to my ship, couldn't I? That would have been the easiest thing. So I'll tools it for it. Hey TSA, welcome in, man. First time chatting with a good old sub badge. Check you out. Let's go.
To Aquila? No security.
Yes. I have been to Aquila. It's very, how do I put it? Not futuristic.
Is that really her? Hadrian.
Percival. My God, look at you. You're an old man now.
You're no hassling yourself anymore, Major. Our friend here showed me your sample. Suffice it to say...
Not here. Let's talk somewhere more private. Lou said we could use the back.
Oh. Secret meeting. My sub finally says next billing March 2nd. Only took Amazon 2 days to update it. Blame Jeff. Damn Jeff.
Lou gave me the abridged version of what went down. Yeah, I can't thank you enough for taking care of all that.
Makes two of us.
I hope it ultimately didn't end up being too much trouble.
A little more gunfire than I usually like on my delivery jobs, but nothing I can't manage. That's exactly how I describe the experience I just had. There was no walk in the park.
That's certainly not what I was expecting you'd have to go
You
through.
think you are?
But thank you. I'm just glad you both came through intact.
I'm only doing side
So,
quests.
were you
Not
two
even
able
that.
to get that workup together?
Got it right here. That sample?
I don't know
It's an
where I
exact
am.
match
The
for ones
game's
from
too big.
Londinium.
Londinian. That's exactly what I was afraid of.
Not thrilled to be the bearer of that kind of news. That's for damn sure. So tell me you've got some kind of plan for that workup.
Well, right now, we've got more questions than answers. So I've been trying to figure out what it's gonna take to access our old Terramorph data.
Good place to start. What'd you find?
It's in the archives.
The Armistice Archives? Doesn't that mean we'd be dealing with the Cabinet? And the Freestar Collective? And House Varun somehow? Guess we can kiss that approach goodbye.
I didn't think the cabinet would be willing to hear us out either. But I called in some favors. They've agreed to hear us out on 2 conditions. 1, they want to see this analysis you two have procured. And 2, they want to discuss what happened on Tau Ceti. With both of us.
Sound like a run-of-the-mill days here. What's the cabinet? So what you've missed, Hugh, is I'm now doing. I've now joined the Vanguard, and I was sent to a communications depot just to find out what's going on and why no communications going through. Only to get there and blood be everywhere, scratch marks everywhere. And to find out there was a Terramorph, which if you played Fallout 4, is a 10 times worse version of a Deathclaw. So I've gone to that location, had to fight one of them, and now we're investigating why they are on that planet when they shouldn't be. And we've just found out that they are now reproducing at a rate, and they are the same species that happened, that is the same when an event called Londinium happened, the downfall of Londinium. Londinium was a big city that got absolutely swarmed by the Terramorphs. And now we are investigating why they are reproducing. So, get on that big battle with the cops. Oh yeah, I defeated it. I got 250,000 coins for completing that. I took down the agency. I joined the Crimson Fleet, and we stole the coins and got $250,000 for doing it. And now we're working with the Vanguard, trying to figure out these Terramorphs. So the cabinet, what's that?
The cabinet's the UC's highest governing body. The president, top military brass, scientific and diplomatic division heads. Any major decision the UC makes goes through them. They're the only real chance we've got of unlocking the archives. So without their blessing, we're flying blind.
They'll probably put the whole museum / orientation there. Yeah, just so we can know about Londinium and just what happened there. What's the Armistice Archives? Well, we know what that is, but we'll go over it again. And what is it to do with the Freestar collecting the House Varun?
Well, when the Colony War came to a close 19 years ago, with the signing of the Armistice, 3 factions were involved in the negotiations. The UC, Freestar, and House Varun. They made a lot of decisions about what sort of tactics should and shouldn't be permitted in future conflicts. All information related to the things they decided should be banned was locked away in the archives. Now, it's possible to get things out of there, but only with the agreement of members from all 3 factions. And as to what our research is doing in there, well, I'll get to that.
If you all need someone to charm some higher ups, I'm your guy.
Well, that's about the best news I've had all day. But before you commit, I want to make sure you know the whole story. Percival and I, we're not just researchers. We were military scientists, ran a division of the UC together that deployed aliens on the battlefield.
Oh, you were
as
Xeno weapon
Place
things.
I was hiding out. That was our unit's home base.
After some early fits and starts at
Xeno
other
warfare, that's it.
facilities, the place eventually became the heart of UC Xeno warfare. A practice that's been banned ever since the armistice went into effect almost 20 years ago. And the UC military cut us loose for what we'd done.
So for those that don't know, the Xeno warfare is basically a faction that utilized the biggest creatures that some planets had to offer and made them as weapons against their enemies. That's what a xenomorph, Xenos are. Was wondering if you were ever going to share that nugget with me.
Oh, you already knew.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry about that. It didn't seem relevant in the moment, and well, it's not something I'm exactly proud of. But it was during that assignment that the UC asked us to explore deploying terramorphs on the battlefield. The project never got off the ground, but the data our team gathered is now sitting in the archives, along with all the other information banned after the Colony War. Under the watchful eye of monitors from all the galactic factions still participating in regular politics. But if we can convince the cabinet to help us access that data, it'll give us the tools we need to decipher what exactly this sample might mean. And hopefully, how to prevent more attacks like the one that spawned it.
Why should I trust you with his data? How do I know it's not dangerous? Why wouldn't the cabinet agree to help us? Why wouldn't the cabinet agree to help us?
I mean, I hope they will, given the evidence we've acquired. But getting the Freestar Collective and House Varun on our side, that won't be easy.
Since neither group is exactly on great terms with the UC at the moment, for various reasons.
Exactly. It's going to mean negotiations and deals and plenty of diplomatic legwork to see this through. But I don't see a better option to solving what's going on here. So it's gonna be up to us to get them on board.
Not thrilled about you keeping information from me, but I guess I can help you.
That's all I'm asking. Thank you. Now I need to get this
tell me
work
everything.
up in the cabinet's hands. Once that's done, I'll meet you out front of Mast in New Atlantis.
Good luck. You two are gonna need it.
If you don't
Thanks.
mind, I'd like to speak to Admiral Logan sooner rather than later.
You want to speak to Admiral Logan? Okay, we can go now, I guess. So, New Atlantis. Let's have a look at Admiral Logan. I'm guessing it'll be... Will it be under main? Here we go. Speak to Admiral Logan. There we go. Hello, Ronan. How you doing?
Was that Percival walking through there with you?
Right, so let's go speak to Admiral Logan to see if we can get the whereabouts of the fallen drop pod that Sarah was involved in when she escaped the Dauntless. So this is a mission that we're going to do now for Sarah, which is her. Hello, Sarah.
Talk to me if you reckon you can hack it as a bounty.
Caution. Subterranean particle detonation detected. Be advised. Detonation occurred in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What the hell? I want to see that happen when it happens next. Hey, Vosco.
Hello.
How you doing? Hello.
All thrusters firing.
You are the greatest.
Retros firing. Orbit stabilized.
Oh my god, look at the missiles. Jesus. My shield's only 41. Oh, damn. Look at my shields coming off. Interesting. I need more power. I could do with a 20 power, so I can get an additional 7 power in total. So we can get 2 from another reactor, which will upgrade to 20. Then we can get the additional 5 from the fusion generator perk, which will give us 25 in total. Speak to Admiral Logan. We're here anyway, so we might as well land. Land at New Atlantis. Do some selling. We've got some stuff to sell. K, J, and F have the most planets. Good to know.
Need some work?
Need some work. Work, 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 work. So we're not going to sell that. We're going to store it. We're going to sell you. We're going to sell you. And keep you. Automedic Deep Core Spacesuit. I'll get rid of you. Calibrated USB gun, space helmets. Pilot pack. Legendary Pirate Assault Space Helmet. That has 29 power without any extras. Really? I'm guessing you pulled that off a ship. Unless you went through a mission and oh, I didn't think about that. I did not think about that. We could go through missions and get some unlocked, just like we did with the Vanguard here. I didn't think about that. I didn't think about that. Go into the chapel and well, oh. Let's just put you here. Be easier. I need to get some of these bottles here in a minute as well. Not today. Well, whenever. I've got about 9 empty water bottles outside of me, chat. I could literally play bowling. 9 big empty water bottles. I'd rather it be water bottles than 9 Dr. Pepper bottles. You know? I need to remove them. It's recycled this week anyway for bins. Look, you think you don't like Dr. Pepper, Kissagus?
Okay.
You don't like Dr. Pepper? If it was my choice, Fanta Lemon with ice. so refreshing. That sounds honestly really good right now. But I've just had Coke. And I've got one more Coca-Cola can downstairs. So lemonade. Yeah, I love lemonade. I've always loved like
If you don't
cloudy
mind,
lemonade.
I'd like to speak to Admiral Logan sooner rather than later.
Well, go in there now, you spoon. Yeah, drink set there for carbonated drinks. Fanta Twist. I'm not a big fan of the Fanta Twist. I'm definitely a big lover of lemon and orange.
Captain, over here.
Hey. Oh, so the mission's in here as well. Okay. So we've got 2 missions actually in Mast. Good to know. But first, let's speak to...
Captain. Congratulations on joining the ranks of the Vanguard.
Let's speak to... what's she called? Or what's he called? Papa Snoozy. My man, tier 1 for 13 months. Hey, my dude. Prunes juice soda. Never heard of it. The OG orange. I love the big banter that was going on. I saw like loads of memes about it. The orange US Fanta versus the orange UK Fanta. The color differences. Oh, so this is the cabinet. Evening, people. I've never had.
I'm quite busy, so if you'll excuse me. This isn't a good time to talk.
Sir?
Sometimes it still amazes me that we managed to make it off of Earth.
I'm far too busy to talk right now.
Ourselves.
Do you not want to talk right now because of the other mission? Is this the circle? I don't think we can do your mission right now. He's saying this is the guy.
My appointment slate is full. Maybe another time.
Sarah.
If you don't mind, I'd like to speak to Admiral Logan sooner rather than later.
Well, go and fucking talk to him. He won't talk to me.
Not at all. You can ask me anything. Admiral Logan's office shouldn't be terribly far. Let's go.
I don't think we can do him right now because he's conflicted with another mission. Let me open the mission because obviously that's there. Keeping the peace. Speak to Agent Plateau. I have a feeling that it's going to be part of them. We'll find out. Do you remember Surge? Surge what? Surge? The drink? No?
I'm afraid the fewer people there are thinking about Aegis on a daily basis, the easier my job is.
I was asked by UC Security to pick something up.
They've got you doing grunt work, Captain. Hardly the reward I'd expect for a member of the Vanguard.
Needed the help, so I volunteered.
Admirable. I bet qualities like that are precisely why you've moved so quickly up the ranks.
Thanks, I guess.
Oh, it wasn't a compliment. Just an observation. In any case, let me fill you in. We have a dead drop that we think has been compromised. So I'd like someone from UC Security to handle the pickup instead. Take the package back to Sergeant Yumi, and he'll check it in as evidence before it gets routed back to Aegis.
Got it. Just tell me where to pick it up.
Take the NAT to the spaceport. There should be a Galbank ATM right next to the station.
Mm-hmm.
The package is taped under one of the benches. Grab it and deliver it to Sergeant Yumi, and the job's done.
Okay.
Good luck with the mission.
I'm not even going to ask what's in the package.
Yes? What?
Popular for a while in the States. I think it's going to be red. Could be wrong. It was green. Citrus drink. AKA Mountain Dew. It might have been under something else here. Different name, maybe.
Keeping the skies safe out there?
Hey.
The workup's in the cabinet's hands. They said they'll call for us once they've gotten to properly review it. But listen, I know I should have been more forthcoming about who I was earlier. So, in the interest of full disclosure, there's one more thing you ought to know before we head up there.
Oh, God.
My relationship with the UC. It's more complicated than it might seem at first glance. The UC's actually the only reason I'm here in the first place. I am a clone of a man named Francois Sanon, one-time fleet admiral of the UC during the Colony War, former head of the UC Navy. They called him Ve Victus, woe to the defeated, in Old Earth Latin, a title he earned. The program I was a part of, it was the UC's attempt to create a new generation of military minds from one of their most respected tacticians. Secure the leadership of the UC military for generations to come.
Doesn't sound like this. The Vi Victus must have been an impressive commander for the UC to want to clone him.
He would have happily told you he was one of the greats. Ultimately, though, it didn't matter. The man I was cloned from, my father, was executed for acts he committed during the war. The man caused a lot of death on both sides. Freestar Collective and UC. Military and civilians. And the things he did, well, they're a part of the reason the UC and Freestar Collective aren't really on great terms to this day. So my involvement, it could be another obstacle they throw at us up there. I just wanted you to be forewarned.
Okay.
I really appreciate you saying that. I just thought you deserved to know, considering how much you've done already. You know, while we've got a second, was there anything else we needed to discuss? I know you got dropped into the middle of this pretty fast. Or if you've got any last-minute business to attend to, now might be a good time. No telling how long the cabinet's gonna keep us waiting out here.
Actually, I don't have any questions.
Then I guess it's just a matter of...
The cabinet meeting is about to begin. All
there we go.
Please proceed to the cabinet chambers.
Sounds like our cue.
That's why we couldn't do the mission with Thingy, because of this mission. Wait a minute. Hold. Wait. Yep, they're all here.
Ah, and that must make you the Captain Hadrian mentioned in her report. You have our thanks for bringing us this information. You can imagine my surprise when I was informed you were also the agent involved in the debacle between SysDef and the Crimson Fleet. Still quite a mystery how that all went so wrong. In fact, some of Commander Ikande's few remaining compatriots even went so far as to suggest we were making a mistake granting you an audience at all, and that we should instead strap you in irons. Tell me, Why would they think something like that?
See, this is where paths are crossing here, chat. This is other side missions affecting other missions. Because I took out Captain Ikinde of Sevdek. I'm now being questioned why. Why they should take the chance on me. Whew. And they asked in so many ways. It's because they know the real truth. The UC never had a chance. Their fleet's too damn clever, I know. Sounds like they need to learn it from a better manage the grief.
I guess you would, given your previous activities. Lucky for you, then. The UC has other needs for you. Let's get to business. We have 2 petitioners here making a surprising request. Access to the UC Xeno Warfare Team's Terramorph data, currently housed in the Armistice archives. A request which will require not just this body's agreement, but that of all 3 Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun. Now, Captain, we've all read Hadrian's report on the subject, but we have yet to hear from you. Perhaps you could summarize for the Cabinet what it is you see as the goal of this endeavor.
Well, stop the flipping Terramorphs. To find a way to stop this possible Terramorph apocalypse. We're still trying to figure out what we're facing. We can't make an informed decision about data without data.
That is something to consider. Though we also have to take into account the nature of the data you require.
Madam President, I object to the very premise of this
What's
meeting.
with the dramatic turn?
While no one would argue that what happened on Tau Ceti was anything less than a tragedy, Terramorph attacks are not some sudden new threat on the horizon. They've been happening for generations. To demand we hand over banned archival knowledge and possibly upset the balance of galactic diplomacy because of a single attack seems at best panic. And at worst, a power grab by the daughter of a bloodthirsty warmonger and her associates.
I would remind the chief diplomat who he's speaking to. If it's my father you're looking to address, you're welcome to consult a medium. I would also ask how many deaths the Cabinet requires to act. 50? 50,000? Because if tragedies like Tau Ceti are just prelude to more attacks, I have no doubt you'll get the body count you require.
Let's keep this civil, shall we? And while there should be no doubt the preservation of life stands paramount among this body's duties, Chief Yassine has a point. Will a single attack, however troubling, be sufficient to convince the other factions to grant us access to what they no doubt consider weapon data? I don't think it's enough. Perhaps you can help, Captain. As the one who actually collected the sample in question, did this Terramorph seem at all alarming to you?
Damn right it did. Please hold.
Listen, compose your thoughts. You let us know when you're ready.
I will do. Just hold. Okay, let me hydrate. Mike Maeve, Essimber, good afternoon. Okay. It wiped out a colony that never saw it coming. That's pretty alarming.
That is worth considering. This attack took place on an almost completely uninhabited world. The casualties were minimal as a result. But if there's another attack, will we be so lucky?
Yes, a fine point, Admiral. So then, Captain, Given the discussion now and the information you've been privy to thus far, if you were in our position, would you grant the request made to open the archives?
If there's a chance what happened to Tai Seti could happen elsewhere, we need to grant the request.
I'm uncomfortable opening the archives without gathering more information. However, if that's the path forward you prefer, then so be it.
I'm inclined to agree.
As am I.
I suppose that does get to the heart of the point, doesn't it? Very well. I consent.
What level are we, and what have I missed?
Lucky you were here today, Captain.
We'll go over it in a minute.
You and I are in agreement, Chief Diplomat. So, if there are no other objections, I believe we can agree to give our full backing to make the request to...
What the fuck was that?
Attention. An incident has occurred. Facility lockdown engaged.
Incident? Chief Sarkin, what's happening?
Terramorph attack.
At the spaceport. Terramorphs.
Oh shit!
Terramorphs. More attacks. Just as predicted.
Good God.
Damn it. They're here. Now.
There must be another explanation. The creatures evaded our scanner somehow.
There will be plenty of time for conjecture later. Chief Sarkin, order the evacuation of the spaceport and have your men contain the things, but do it discreetly. The last thing we need is a citywide panic.
Yes, ma'am.
Admiral Logan, the local barracks can provide support?
I'll make the order myself. Nearest anti-Xeno squad, though, is off-world. Going to take a while to bring them in.
Well then, we'll have to make do with the tools we've got. You two.
Me.
We can't risk those things getting out of the spaceport. I want you both on the next train there. We'll let them know you're coming and that you've dealt with these things before. Now go show them how it's done.
Fuck yeah. Let's go. Come on. Bitz, he's on his way.
You! The EM rifle, grab it! Now!
Stop! We're trying to help you!
I can't stop!
Oh god.
They're knocked out. Knock him out, knock him out, knock him out. Hey. Reloading.
No more! You're not going.
Okay, knocked him out and not killed him.
Thank you.
I didn't want to kill him.
For what you did.
That weapon that we've got stuns them, neutralizes them. Non-aggressive.
The way those people were acting. I've seen this before. They were under the Terramorph's influence, weren't they?
Yep.
I don't know. They were down at the port and they just started screaming. We tried to restrain them, get them on the train to get them out of harm's way, but some of the other officers down there, we couldn't restrain them fast enough. They just started firing on us. People we knew. They went berserk.
Pheromonic projection. Some Terramorphs, they can induce this fog.
Let me guess, like mother.
It affects everyone differently,
Mother
but some
Terramorphs.
people just lose control, turn against everyone around them, even if they don't want to. They're like a puppet. You kill
Another
the
bloody
morph,
work meeting.
you break the hold. But this means we're gonna need to be real
Yelling
careful
out
with our
Aiden.
fire. And keep that EM weapon at the ready.
Sounds like we need to hustle.
Let's do it.
Nat's unlocked. Please, do what you can to
Kill
help them.
xenomorphs, stun friendlies. Here we go. Where are they?
God, no time to waste, Captain. Stash the EM and pull some firepower. Let's move.
For the spaceport district. All citizens are required to proceed to the nearest shelter.
Holy shit.
You might back up.
Oh, fuck.
Stand there. Good.
Fuck it. All right.
Put it
God. Captain, you're going to be okay. It's not real. Whatever you're experiencing right now, it's not real. You have to put down that force.
That was even easier than I expected.
Stop! Stop! Don't shoot! We're friendly!
Bloody hell. Should have activated my guns on my ship.
Officer? Are you and this woman experts? Take whatever we can get right now. We've got the remaining creatures locked down on the landing pad, but we're barely holding our perimeter. They said you've done this before. Well, one fire team to spare and whatever supplies you need, but I can't risk them taking over any more of my men. Put those things down and do it fast. We'll hold them as best we can.
They're so armored.
That's the best you've got!
Fucking hell! They are weak to fire. They are weak to fucking fire.
I'm sure they had something we can use.
Give me a flamethrower. He's around here. No ammo left for that.
If these things reached the populated areas of the city, we would have had an absolute massacre on our hands.
Jesus.
I'm
sure we
glad
can find
you're
a use for
handling the
this.
messy work.
I need to mix like fire rounds. I've got fire rounds on my what's it called? My sniper rifle. But lighting them on fire would definitely just drain them of their health.
Guess they weren't kidding about you two. Universe put the right people in the right place.
All in it is work, Sergeant.
Like hell it is. I don't want to think what would have happened if you two hadn't been here.
Just glad we could rise to the occasion. Captain, we should report back to the President. Let her know the Terramorphs have been dealt with. Take care of yourself, Sergeant.
What the hell? That was unexpected. Now the question is once we complete this and turn this in and come back out here, is there still going to be some damage around? Question mark.
Please wait for the all clear signal before exiting your homes. That is all.
Nothing's getting to the cabinet.
That's a relief to hear. Thank you, General. Captain, Hadrian, it would appear that the cabinet owes you our thanks for what you did for the city today, as well as an apology. Your concerns about the Terramorphs, well, consider them validated.
Thank you, ma'am.
Of course. I only wish we could have acted sooner. Now, today's events have only clarified our path forward in the eyes of the Cabinet. You will have our full support in collecting the Terramorph data from the archives, as well as a subsequent investigation into the nature of these attacks. But to accomplish those goals, we're going to need the right people in the right places. As such, the Cabinet has authorized me to reinstate you, Hadrian, effective immediately, to your former rank of Major.
Damn.
As soon as we've got the data in hand, we want you investigating these attacks and how to stop them. Will you do this?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. I'd be honored.
Excellent. But as you've both made clear, for such an investigation to succeed first, we're going to need someone to convince the Freestar Collective and House Varun to play ball. Someone who knows precisely the sorts of dangers the colonies and all the galaxy are facing right now.
Me.
The Cabinet wants you, Captain, to be that representative.
Tell me what I'm getting first and I'll consider it. Me, why not send a diplomat, someone trained sort of thing. Okay,
we do.
I'm down for it.
In exchange, we're willing to
Time to run some
fast-track your
diplomacy,
citizenship upon collection of the data. So, will you help us?
You can count on me.
I'm glad to hear it. Now, we, of course, won't be sending you in without the proper support.
Oh?
Deputy McIntyre in the Office of Interstellar Affairs will be your guide on gaining access to the archives. You should be able to find her in her office across the hall. And on behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, you have our thanks. You're dismissed.
I'm gonna go check in with Chief Engineer Kulkarni. Start getting a plan together for that.
All right.
These orders. You know who this is, correct?
Excuse you.
Yes, sir. I'll make sure they get what they require.
Hey.
That must make you our new envoy. Welcome to Interstellar Affairs. I'm Deputy Chief Diplomat McIntyre, Chief Yassine's second-in-command. And you're someone I've already heard plenty about. One of the few survivors of the SysDef debacle and defender of New Atlantis. Not sure if I should duck for cover around you or shake your hand, but you have my thanks for what you did for the city regardless.
Again,
I was also informed that you gave quite the presentation to the cabinet. Chief Yassine wants you to know the Interstellar Affairs Office is fully committed to
I'm kind of at a
this endeavor.
balancing point right now.
Accessing the
Yes, I did the
Terramorph
thing
data
to the
and
USEC,
beyond.
but I also
We're
did the
going
thing to
do
the
everything
Terramorph,
in
so
our
I'm
power
kind of
to
like,
make sure
people
you
are
have
like,
the tools you need. And that means first getting you into the archives. You do know
But
what
then
the archives
being here,
are, correct?
right, he's like, okay, he can get the job done no matter the cost, but then he can also play by the book. So take the pick of which side you want of me. The repositories for all the banned data from the colony war.
Someone paid attention in current events. So, then you also know that it was originally managed by the 3 major galactic players. Access to the archives is only granted in cases of dire emergency and requires a one-time use code from each of the 3 armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun.
Now, the UC is already on board, so that means we'll need
I
to
was
convince
gonna say.
2 people. The ambassadors of the Freestar Collective and House Varun to hand over their codes.
I think
Get them both and you'll have your data.
House
But that's a
Varun
lot
are going to
easier
be a
said
pain in
than
the ass
done.
to get. What can you tell me about these codes? Can we forge them?
No. Each is a strip of several million random numbers generated on the fly based on biometric keys kept by each of the ambassadors on their person
Yeah,
at
I'll show
all
you in a sec.
times. They're impossible to create without those keys, and those keys stay with the ambassadors, meaning we're accessing nothing if we can't get them on our side.
I'll have to do it when I come out of the dialogue. You think they'd be claiming to help after the spaceport attack.
I couldn't agree more.
However,
Both ambassadors have reasons they won't, or can't, work with us. Now, I'll provide guidance on how we believe you can acquire each code, but ultimately, it'll be up to you to get them both to cooperate.
And I do mean cooperate. Threats and violence are off the table here. Though that doesn't mean we can't get creative.
But it does mean we need to get you up to speed on who you're dealing with. Who do you want to start with? Ambassador Radcliffe of Freestar, or Ambassador Balmore of House Varun?
let's go with Varun first.
Ambassador Balmore's a challenge.
When the rest of House Varun retreated into seclusion shortly after the signing of the armistice, Balmore stayed here.
He's since lent his support to a small number of archival requests, so there's real hope he might again. Though claiming to know how a member of House Varun thinks is a quick way to earn yourself a psych eval.
Okay. Why? What's wrong with House Varun?
Well, these days, they're primarily considered a security threat. House Varun Zealots, a fundamentalist outshoot of the group that stayed behind when the rest retreated into seclusion, want nothing more than to send everyone not dedicated to their cause to the great serpent in the sky. But that hasn't always been the case. After they ended the Serpent's Crusade about 70 years back, House Varun did take a real run at trying to normalize relations with the rest of the galaxy. It's why they have an embassy here in the first place, why they were included in the armistice negotiations. But then, without warning, they left, leaving behind, to our knowledge, just the ambassador and his duty under the armistice.
So that sounds pretty
It
promising.
does, but there's a concern. We're not 100% sure Balmore's actually still alive.
Oh, God.
His public appearances were always rare, but it's been several years now since he last poked his head out. Scans of the facility show life signs, but not the kind we were expecting.
Your task is to find him and kindly but firmly remind him of his duties under the armistice.
What if they're dead?
I have no doubt. Now, the embassy front door isn't an option, but our spies have stated there's a side entrance that should allow you access. Here, this device should get you all the way down to the embassy interior. Once you're inside, though, finding the ambassador is going to be up to you. And fair warning, we received a report that alarms might have been tripped inside the embassy during the attacks. Watch out for automated security in there.
Fantastic.
Ah, the good Ambassador Ratcliffe. She's a veteran of the Colony War, and her only goal in life is to make ours miserable. Now, officially, our office is suggesting you try and negotiate with her.
Use your experiences as a member of the military and with the threat we're facing to convince her to lend her support.
And who knows? Maybe that'll work. Stranger things have happened. But my suspicion is we're going to have to rely on other tools to get her code.
All right, tell me about these other tools then.
Certainly. See, good diplomacy is all about the careful application of pressure. We just need to find the squeeze.
UC Intelligence has a recording device planted in the ambassador's living quarters, which we suspect you can use to your advantage.
But getting caught trespassing is a quick way to land yourself in an embassy holding cell.
So, if you are going to try and access the device, you're going to need to find a way in there without being seen.
Yeah, it's not my good strong point.
We recovered some intel we believe should be able to help with that. But there's also a disgruntled staff member you might be able to pump for information. Maybe even convince to work with you.
Ooh. What can you tell me about this staff member?
Name's Cameron Long. He's younger than Ratcliffe, bears less of a grudge towards the UC. He works closely with the ambassador, making him a promising source for information on the ins and outs of embassy life. And someone who very likely hates her guts.
Solid info for the moment on Ambassador Ratcliffe.
Here, your diplomatic ID. I'll give them a heads up, you're on your way. Not likely to let you through the door otherwise.
And take these. Chief Yassine wanted you to have some options on how to proceed in there.
Now, if you have additional questions or require clearance for a new approach we haven't already discussed, don't hesitate to ask. I'd suggest you start with Ambassador Ratcliffe. Approach her while the attack is still fresh in her and her staff's mind. Be smart out there, Captain.
All right, there we go. All right, so he is me. This is me. You got that, Mingo? This is me. This is me. Got my little hat on. Nice outfit. It's me. Look, it's Biffy. All right, let's get out of here.
Hey.
Where the true bits? Yep. Embassy. Acquire the Freestar Collective Accord. Let's go.